clicked the wrong button, and instead of streaming to you guys, I was just streaming to myself, apparently. So, yeah. Anyway, that is hard. We're going to go into this. We're going to run some Abyssals and make some Misk, because I am broke again. I'm technically not really broke, but super broke. Right, I have to rearrange all these. You. Alright, we'll flip there. And let's go over here to Moobot. Hey, Cap, how's it going? And let's go giveaways, create horde, and create that thing. And now set that up. There we go. No, so for this guy, so this is my slightly more expensive fit. I throw on a Navy ballistic control instead of not. And this guy has an ADC. He's my tank. And the other two are my DPS, so they have 2 BCUs instead. That's the difference between the accounts. So tank, other two are technically DPS, because they don't have the ADC. And that's about it. Otherwise, they are all the same fit. This guy runs hard shell, the DPS run pyro. I mean, to be fair, it's because I'm a slacker and I just don't care that much. My ADC generally works enough. And it was from one... It's generally from a fit that doesn't have the faction BCUs. The normal fit that I have for this is... Nope, that's the expensive one. It's built off this fit, is why. And this fit has the 2 crosslinks instead of the faction, and the faction used less than that, so... Alright. Let's go into Cataclysmic Darks. That thing, and in we go. I can't remember if I left my face super huge on this thing. No, it's not. That's an acceptable level of large face. Alright, so these guys, don't underestimate them. You will die. Now, they shouldn't really be an issue. Especially this one. Where's this thing? Damn it. I kind of want to go for it, but I'm not going to. Even with that speed cloud there. Okay. So, you generally want to fly away and kill them. Don't underestimate them while there's a bunch of DPS up. So right now, you have this DPS. That's not too bad. This DPS could easily be this DPS. Like, it's something to be aware of. You want to be away from them, and you want to be ready for a burst of damage if it comes. Because even though these guys are a quick, fast, easy room, they can be a huge burst of damage. And that's something you need to be aware of. Like, at this point, I'm feeling pretty confident we're not going to have any issues. But until they're usually down to, 2 or 3, I like to be a little careful of it. The main rooms you need to focus targets on are the Triglavian rooms where they have remote reps, are the main ones. You just want to focus on angels because they have such a high damage output. Actually, this is what killed my Draugrs, I want to say. I was like, oh, there's a tower. I'm going to go use my tower. I should have flown away from them. I should have just flown right the hell away from them. And that's what will happen is, like, you'll be like, oh, I can do this. And then you're like, no, No, I can't. So, especially in, like, even tier 5, like, don't fly towards these guys. Flying towards them is a mistake. If anyone's seen the clip of Chaos dying to Marshals, his mistake was he went shooting the biggest thing there, but it's the little things that do the damage to him. Like, fly away from things and kill the little things is very, very important sometimes. But sometimes you're like, oh, well, they die pretty quick. I'll be okay. No, you won't. Let's open that up. Now, like I said, this one I wasn't super worried about. There was a few of them. There's like this many. But it could easily be the whole room is DPS. Like, you have to watch for it. And there's just the oddball rooms sometimes, and it's the oddball rooms that'll usually get you. Like, another good example is usually one of the easiest rooms that you can get is the Devoted room. If you've ever done higher tier Devoted rooms and there's no cruiser, be very afraid. Because the frigates tend to stick around the cruiser, but if there's no cruiser, those sons of bitches come right for you. Like, there's not a lot you can do about it. You have to hope they, like, switch targets or something, but they tend to focus a lot. It's like, not good. But it's extremely rare that that happens. Like, I can tell you about it, but doesn't mean you're going to see it for a while. Nice. T4s are a good start. You can make quite... Like, there's people who sit at and live at T4 Cruiser, and T4 stinking... These guys are easily capable of doing it. Look at this. So, this doesn't have any big Thunderchilds, so I'm not going to go towards them. And it's also just got the little newts here, so... And also there's some blue clouds in there I don't want to deal with. So we're going to kill all the frigates, and we're going to fly away from them. And here's the other thing, like, you know, if I pulled out paint, I could spend a 30-minute lecture on you running away from things and dealing damage to them. I made a small mistake, but it should be okay. The small mistake is that these guys aren't closer. I didn't regroup them as soon as I should have. Oh crap, there's these guys. I missed that. Okay, you're killing an arrestor, you're killing a marker. Hit this, we're alright. This is fine. That arrestor's gonna die in just a second here. That was definitely my mistake. I should have noticed him earlier. There we go. These guys followed me, they don't usually. Pacifier, Assault Enforcer, and we should be okay. So, let's see what we got here. Let's go over this way. I want to get close enough to these guys so that I can shoot them. But I don't want to go in that blue cloud. Yeah, the arrestor frigates should have been my first target. It's being a little silly there. Skybreaker for you, and you, and you. And even the blue cloud shouldn't be enough to get me in too much trouble with those marshals now, so if I have to go into that blue cloud, I should be okay. Marker Enforcer. Let's orbit this at 7,500. Again, we're going to have to go into the blue cloud for that, but that should be okay. We're going to kill that arrestor next. Okay, this guy's going to start shooting the arrestor because apparently he hasn't yet. Okay, everyone's on the arrestor now. I didn't. How did I not hit a blue cloud here yet? Okay, fortunately they're using missiles, so the tracking tower doesn't make it even worse. Okay, he's shooting this guy, 25. I don't think we're going to see a hit on him with blue cloud on. 26, no. I don't care about this guy in the blue clouds, so. I want to shoot this. Okay, one shot there. Open you. 99 million. It should be fun going over there. Was it dying to this room with his jackdaws? Because I've seen that one. And I love it. There was so much he did wrong in that entire scene. He did everything wrong. Oh, yeah, he did this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Okay, no dudes. That is an awful lot of those things. Of course, you're a short range. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to fly away. Now, this is one of those things where you just don't want to assume that you're going to be fine. Oh, I've tanked Luces plenty of times. This is a lot of upholders. You want to be careful of that. There are a few short-range deviants in here, too. Okay, a couple of them have switched over to this guy, and I'm kind of concerned. But I almost have the first couple dead. There we go. Recon Cab, thank you for the sub. I super appreciate it, buddy.
Guess I'm just a good one.
Shoot that guy. Scrub. 43 months. Well done. Well done on being here for that long. Captain, thank you for the sub as well. So I've been slacking on my miners. I'm like, okay, I should mine. No, I need to do PI. Okay, I should mine. Okay, I need to do this other thing. Okay, I should mine. I want more risk. It's terrible, but it's great. Thank you both for the subs. I super appreciate it. If you ever have any questions, I mean, me and Recon are just terrible people, and we do terrible things to our friends, so that's okay. Our friend was out streaming, and he was specifically losing ships. So me and Recon went out, and Recon's intention was to kill his friend, and my intention was to make it so that my friend didn't lose his ship to something like Nurgles. So I took out a Rapid Light Tengu, which I now love more than I should. And I used that to shoot at a stealth bomber who was shooting at our friend, our mutual friend Phoenix. And then, because I didn't have any other targets, I shot at Recon. And Recon's like, well, Loki's shooting at me, I'm going to shoot at him, which is absolutely the proper response. And he murdered my, like, 700 million disc Tengu that I shouldn't have shot at him with. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, so it was okay. You did. I very much appreciate that. That might get some use out of me at some point in time. I didn't check. What was the fitting cost on that thing? That's definitely going to require some playing. You don't mind if it's on here, do you? Because I'm going to go import it if you don't. Pretty sure you got it from somewhere else anyway. But I do appreciate it. Ooh. That's not even expensive. Like... And then I can throw in different things in here. Mystic range is 41. That's fantastic. Got Meson as well, which will go up to 49. Save as... I'll save it as that. No, like, I definitely did some things for that. So for tier 4s, actually, you know what? I sure as shit do. I want you, for tier 4s, give me 1 second to get out of here. Activate gate. Okay, so keeping in mind, check the pricing of them. And use them when you have a fair bit of time to run. Republic Damage Booster 2. And Republic Defense Booster 2. If those are expensive, use ones. And I would also use probably either Synth or Standard Blue, whichever you want to use. Okay. $339 million there. Cat of Darks. Good on cat boosters. I have not run Stormbringer Abyssals. I have run Hawk and Skybreaker Abyssals, if that counts. That's a completely different experience than this. I run those in tier 5s, though. At tier 6, they die to Angels too easily. These are harrowing, so I'm not too concerned about those. Orbit this at 1,000. We'll see if we end up in that speed cloud. I don't care about the red cloud. I care about the speed cloud. 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys we can shoot separately. So these guys do not remote rep, so you can murder them separately. You've got 2, so you know we're gonna put you on the Tangling. I mean, you can ask them. Someone else might know, or I still might know the answer. I have watched Torvald run them a bit. I know that obviously you want to keep them as close together as your enemies as close together as possible. And the bigger threats tend to be Charybdis but mostly Overmind. Overmind becomes a huge issue for that setup. And again, as long as you're willing to listen to the advice of it, the Abyssal Lurkers channel is fantastic, and the people in there are great. So feel free to go in here, pester the people in there. They'll usually have the answer for you, and they're usually really good at giving you the answer. Like, they're generally not jackasses about it, but yeah. Two. For tier 6, definitely 2. Tier 5, I'm not sure. I think it's still an issue, though. But immediately start overheating your guns and make sure you have nanite on you. You need nanite on those guys. $100 million there. 100 million there. There we go. Tier 5 or Tier 6 recon? Okay. So there you go. If you overheat right from the start, you should be able to survive 2 overmined Tier 5 rooms, but Tier 6 you'll probably die if you get them. Keep in mind, if you are not max skilled in your damage, Tier 6 is something you should stay away from. Yeah. That goes pretty well for any Tier 6. If you are not max skilled with guns, missiles, drones, whatever you're using, you should probably not be in Tier 6. Like, you can get away with missing a few skills in Tier 5s in some cases, but realistically, even Tier 5s, you should be very close to max skilled. Like, you shouldn't be going in mostly level 4s. Itchy nose. Alright, see, this would be scary if this guy were not here, but he is there, so it's not scary. So, lookouts and heralds are usually my first targets. We're going to fly away mostly. The reason lookouts are my first target is because this guy's not going to be able to target shit. Look, he can get one guy. But, even if he's shooting one, that will help. Because now, we should be able to target some more. And then the heralds, hopefully, will split off a little bit. Because there are actually quite a few of them. Okay, where's this guy? He is pretty far away. This actually looks like a fairly small room for this. But, like I said, if this devoted knight were not there, I would be very, very scared for my ships. However, because he is, these guys, they don't fly straight at you, and it's not so bad. Oh, I had never noticed that. And average Eve Online streamer. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Are you average, though? Have you seen some of the Eve streamers? Are you sure you're not above average? You might have to change your name. We'll see. So, I know I should be assuming you do from your name, but you are a streamer then, I assume? Okay, so I'm not overly worried about dying right this second. Twitch/average Eve Online streamer. Are you live right now, too? You are. Average Eve Online stream. Nerdy. What are you doing? Have you not already followed me, nerdy? What is going on here? What is this bullshit right now? Thought we were friends. I even saved your life once. From a stealth bomber. I know, right? I thought you did too. So, Twitch can be weird like that too. You might not. I'm not sure if you've noticed it yet. You haven't been streaming as long as some of us, but this has been an ongoing thing for years. It's nothing special. 77 million. That's reasonable. Not huge. Oh my god! I had one that was 500 million yesterday, and I made it out with that one, but before I lost the rest of my ships. Oh right, they're very well paid. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, that's the second room. That was awful fast. I'm going to have like 12 minutes left for the next one. Oh, there's that, yes. So, I lost my Hawks because, I ran out of time. I got distracted in the second Cribdus room I had, and then my third room was an Overmind. So I lost them because I got into a conversation mid-run about one of my favorite topics with somebody who was looking to get into it. And I thoroughly... I just love math, which is terrible and delightful at the same time. So it definitely distracted me. And so in the second room, I'm like, okay, I'm fine. I've got lots of time. It's really not an issue. Like, and then I get to the last room and I have like 6 minutes and 10 seconds and it's an Overmind, and I'm like, yeah, I ran out of range a couple times, and that's literally what ended up killing me. Okay, you need to shoot the other Entangler. Okay, Cribdus is 18. That's a fairly reasonable distance. Just switch targets. You have a web and he has a web, so we're going a decent speed. We're going faster than Cribdus, that's for sure. There we go, and with those dying, we'll be fine. Dissipator, which is the last one. Now, you can kite Cribdus from a distance. You don't need to get up close and personal with that. Actually, we're going to do that. We're going to go down this way. Because I don't want Cribdus near that short-range tower, so we're going to fly away. No, not that guy. Close, but not quite the one I wanted. And we're going to shoot a few more of these guys, because... Are you hitting Cribdus? Okay, never mind. That guy's hitting Cribdus. So here's the other thing, is you don't want to constantly keep your guns heated. So what happens is as you heat something, you can see the heat go up here, okay? And I don't know the math behind it, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be your chance of taking heat damage. The heat damage is listed on the item, so if you go here, show info, heat damage 2.55 hit points, which is nothing. But your structure is 40, so, you know, it can add up. If you look at this thing, pretty sure this is quite a bit more. Heat damage is 7.2, so that can do a lot more damage to things and burns out a lot quicker than other things do. Now, for these, the heat damage is 2.4. You might be like, well, that's not too bad, except there's 5 of them. With disintegrators and skybreakers, it's one weapon, so it's actually really not that bad. You can leave it overheated for a while. But definitely, like, turn your heat on and off. Don't always leave it heated. Let that heat go down, and then you can get more out of it. And that's going to be what ends up saving you. Where is that? How did I end up over by you again? It was very unintentional. That's exactly why they took the test server out of play. They don't want people. They didn't make the test server for us to test what we do for content. They made the test server so that we can test what they put in for new content. They took it out because they don't want people to have that free thing that they can do and not have to worry about losing things. They want you to lose things. Now, personally, I just like the idea of running like lower tiers and you make less money, but at least you're making money doing it. Like I'm not a test server person. Ooh, back in September, eh? 130 million there. That's quite nice. This goes here. Pop one of those. Give you a moment. This will be my second run done pretty quickly, actually. Got a recharge coming. Reload, rather. Okay, and we're just going to sit here because I don't want to get too close to that thing. You're reloading. You're reloading. You killed yours. Good job. Okay, I've got missiles on everything. This is going to be the last one. Well, I should be able to go up here. There we go. There's a reasonably decent amount of ISK in that one. I mean, even an OP-AT ship will definitely eat that at some point. People will just want to kill you with that one. Like, for that one, you could have... Oh, no, wrong spot. You can have an Orca standing by, but they will kill your Orca to try to get that thing. Like... 300-ish million there, which is not bad. 350 is average, which is where I like to be, but that's alright. I'm still working on my PI Empire, which, to be fair, I still have to kickstart 4 counts tonight and see what I'm missing on those. They're doing very well, though. I like that CCP gave me an extra free 10 days on all my accounts, so that was delightful. They're good till... When are you good till? 2024, and these the newest ones are good until September 23rd now. Okay, so those guys are there, tangling. My Kikis hate this room, but this room is fine for these guys. What was this thing? You are short range TV, okay. So we're gonna fly down here as quick as we can. I don't mind this one so much, because this one is more... Vedmax than it is Damavix, and it's a lot of Damavix that I have to go and do some weird shit with. Okay. So I got out of range of that short range deviant before I got webbed, so we're fine on that. Starving. 1, 2. I dislike all of these clouds everywhere. Yeah, I'd love to lose some AT ships in the Abyss. Wouldn't that be fun? Goodbye, Cambion. Okay, that's almost tempting, but... Damn it. Why do you do this to me, game? Let's go 1, 2, 3 on these guys. One. Oh, you're getting neutered as Y. You're fine otherwise? Yes. Okay. So we're good there. Let's burst this. Not recommended for normal use. Please do not do this on a regular basis. Anyone who knows me sees what I'm doing. Although, how far away is that? See, that's the worst thing about clouds. You can never tell exactly where they goddamn are. Oh, there it is. Found it. AB's off. We're just going to sit right here. I haven't shot these guys. Reload, reload, reload. AV's on. And because they're in a cloud, so I've used the edge to kill Damavik rooms before. I didn't really see a need to kind of do it in this one, except for the fact that I saw that the cloud was right at the edge. And you can do it a little safer when the cloud's at the edge. I'd recommend having these two approach as opposed to orbiting. I did not do that, but I'd recommend it. And, well, they'll do exactly that. They'll come out to shoot you, they'll yeet themselves out, they'll get stuck out of the boundary because they'll run out of their AB. DD, how you doing, buddy? And they'll die just like that. Okay, so we got a medium deviant there, a short deviant here. It's dangerous in itself. There are actually, you know what? There's not a lot of ships in here. What's this thing? That's that. Okay, we can play around with this. No, not that one. Okay, we can just kind of go sit right here and shoot these guys. This is a bad idea. Not really recommended. However, Ember lands to the DPS and there's like 6 of them. So you're going to be flying into this tower, because we're in range of that tower right now, and we should be able to kill them pretty quickly. Now, I do have to watch the rest of them because there are other DPSs in here. But we should be okay. We're not going down too fast yet. So let's keep shooting. We'll keep an eye on there. We should be okay. Alright, sounds good, buddy. Me too. Not paying for a super, I just need to win the pot. So, although to be fair, like, I'll complain about being low on ISK because I keep spending it all. It's like, I want this thing, 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 I'm doing this thing, I'm doing this thing, I'm doing this thing. Which, by the way, I need to go sell some stuff I have built up in Heck, but it's beside the point. I should almost get another character for that. Right now, I have 1.6 billion liquid, but I have stuff that I can sell in station. And this dude over here has, and it's driving me kind of nuts, I can't remember what I used the other 10 for. Probably one of the... No, it should have been that. I should have had enough. I don't know what I did. But either way, I have 7,990 plex on that guy. So I have plex. That's not an issue. I had like 37 billion worth of it. Actually, how did those buy orders go? Finance, market orders. They have not moved. Okay. Just means some guy in Jita has been undercutting me. Right, bastard. Okay, so first of all, if you're already in Hawks on all of them, Tier 3 should not be an issue. Once you get all your skills up to, I want to say about 4 for support, DPS, application, etc., etc., etc. Once you get about 4, you can move up to Tier 4. Shouldn't be an issue. Once you get at least half of them up to level 5, you should be able to move up to Tier 5. And then once you get all of them maxed, you should be able to go up to Tier 6. This includes navigation, shield, cap, etc., etc., etc. Okay, what do we got for clouds in this one? Are they super annoying clouds? We got a short-range deviant here. We got this thing over here. So that looks like it's going to ruin all of my fun of slacking off, because I was hoping that I could just go around the stinking center there, but it doesn't look like I can. This is a super easy room. This just takes time. These guys hit like trucks from 10 kilometers out, but and also, if you're like, you shouldn't really die in Tier 3 at all. It shouldn't be hard. If you go up to Tier 4, and so run Tier 3. I'm not sure which fit you're using. If you're using my like 250, 300 millionist one, it's gone up to 300 because the shield went up. Then like, you shouldn't lose it in Tier 3. Buy a full set. Go up to Tier 4. If you make that back and you still haven't died, buy another set. If you make that back and you still haven't died, buy another set. Stay in Tier 4. If you go up and you lose that set before you can afford a new one, go back down. That should just be in everything. Like, here's the thing, is I've run 3,400 Tier 5 and 1,300 Tier 6s. I've run a lot more Tier 5 than I have Tier 6s. And there's a lot of reason for that. Yeah, T3s should be super simple. But I mean, why are you so close? Like, am I flying? No, maybe I am flying a little too close to you. Just gonna keep going this way. There we go. Like, sorry, just one sec. I think I need to get my wife to turn something down right quick. Can you turn that down a little bit, sweetie? Can you turn that down a little bit? Oh, is that music? Okay, thank you. I'm not super worried about it, but I don't want some silly little... Oh no, duplicate. Duplicate, 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 duplicate. This fit right here. I currently have 18 more of these in station. If Nerdy's still in here, Nerdy sold me 10 more Draugrs and 15 more Nurgles. This is just what I keep on hand. Like, keep extras always. You should be able to die and go, grab another set and then come back in again. That's all it should be. I usually say 50% every time you go up a tier. So 50% harder going from tier 3 to tier 4, 50% harder going from tier 4 to tier 5, 50% harder from tier 5 to tier 6, like stuff like that. I know, right? You're welcome. Worth every cent. That's not bullshit. 38 mil, that is about the cost of the filament. Batavium, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well. I know, right? This is tier 6. I curse those ones so much. Like, 70, 80, I'm like, okay, that's fine. 38, what bullshittery is this? Okay, let's approach there. Oh man, always am. Over this side, stack that. Although one of the other times that I got something like that, I didn't realize it. 243 for that run. I had gotten a Gravid 10,000 or something like that in it. And I'm like, oh, well, that's not so bad then. That popped up like a good 100 million, and I was fine. We got lots of time for the last one. So, here's the thing. One of the reasons I like these so much is because usually, not always, but usually, I can get a 4th run in, and I absolutely love that. So because I'm a streamer, it is a little bit of a deterrent for people. Because they have to either gank it, which if they're bringing 50 people to gank me, they deserve to kill it. Or they have to knock it off grid, and it's a distraction for them. And by knocking it off grid, they have to knock it off grid. I have to have less than 3 minutes left because I can. If they knock it off 150, I can start warping. Or if I have 6 minutes left, I can warp it off to another safe anywhere. And unless they know where that is or scan me down to bump me on it, then I can just warp back. And if I have enough time, they can't even stop that. Like, I have ships in it that I can jump into another ship, and they will not get these ships. And also, there's like that minute in vuln when I get out, so I have that time to sit there and let the orca warp to me. But mostly, it's just so I can throw stuff in it, grab stuff out. It's really good for the Nurgles and the Draugrs, where I can throw drones directly into the drone bay instead of having to kick them out into space and scoop them, which I was doing with the orca for a while because I forgot I could do that. But yeah, no, it's just convenience. I won that orca in a hypernet from Contempo. Contempo also went into the hypernet on me, and I won it off of him. So I was very happy. It wasn't his hypernet selling, but I just saw that he had his name in on it, and I didn't want him to win it, so I won it instead. Granted, that was the same time I gave him ISK to bid on Marshals, and he won a Marshals, so. You can, yeah, absolutely. And that's to answer Viper's question of docking the Hawks and the Orca. So another thing that you have to... So this is into other things. Let's say you're running missions and you like to do your salvage. You're in a Marauder, you got your mobile tractor out, and some little shit of a frigate comes in against your battleship, and they clearly know what they're doing. But you're like, I can take that frigate. So first of all, you cannot take that frigate, okay? It's going to, if you shoot that frigate, it'll kill you. And what'll happen is you shoot the frigate, and the frigate locks you down. It makes it so that you can't kill it. You can't get away. It can't get away. Well, it could get away. It could warp off if it wants to. And you're like, well, this thing's never going to kill me. Except he's got a friend who has an orca, and he will take that orca and slow boat his ass over there while you're locked down anyway. and then he'll switch to a ship that can kill you. And then you're dead, and you've lost your mission running ship for nothing. Because you can be shot at in combat and having shot someone else, and you can switch to another ship in an Orca. A couple more dead and we'll do that. I generally don't run the Gila in here at all, but this room isn't too big of an issue. It doesn't matter what you kill first.
Let me know if the music gets too loud. I think it's fine now.
Is it in her room?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine now. I could hear it, is why I had to get it turned down.
I was also reading a story and I was talking over the music.
Oh,
so.
okay. Could have been that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what you might do for this one is you might kill the Scylla's first, and then you might pull out your... Oh, what are they called? The hardier drones. Because these things, the thing about these is they don't have much for resists. So, where in firestorms and other things like that, you want to be using the specific resistances and nothing else because they get the minus 70% to resists. The fealties don't have resists. So 70% less gives them 3 resistances, or 3% resistance, but if you're doing 15% more damage Omni, well, you're just better off doing that, right? Okay, he's reloading. These two are not. We'll get this first. What are they? Augmented. That's it. You'll use Augmented or Tier 2 on these guys. Or usually Augmented, to be fair. Because Augmented has split DPS, but they do more damage. Now, Darks don't benefit from that, but you're also not using drones in Darks. That's just a terrible idea. Alright, that's a lot of Kikis. Oh, hey, there's 2 Drex in here. Not much for towers. A lot of red clouds, which, I mean, they're not my favorite, but I don't hate them. Let's orbit this at 25 to start. We're going to kill these Drex first. So, the first target in here, every single time, is Tangling Kikimoras. And if I had Tangling Kikimoras, I would not orbit this as early as I am. I'm going to pop this. I don't really need to use cap boosters, but I'm going to. These Starving Damavix are going to be next. There are quite a few of them. You're going to kill the Tangling Kikis, because the Tangling Kikis will allow the other Kikis to get in range of you and kill your face. And you don't want to do that. Oh, really? That was what you were having issues with, was the Leshik room? Wait, so, first of all, Batavium, you're using the dual cap boosters, right? Was it a heavy starving Leshik room? Because that's going to be the biggest issue every single time. Split DPS types. Okay, so your issue was you tried to go close range. You can easily outrange them and kill them. How many Tanglings were there? Now, also Tanglings with either a speed cloud or with a tracking tower would be the problem. Because if you have the tracking tower, they hit you better, especially where you're in a Draugr. And it is a lot of DPS if you take that. So you want to stay further away. Yeah, and if you look at these guys... Oh, damn it, took that off. So, you know, if you're in, say, Firestorms, minus 70% of that, you definitely want to be shooting thermal damage. Oh, this guy fell back because I wasn't giving him cap. you definitely want to be doing thermal damage as opposed to something else. So it being split damage types, you'll be hitting one hole, but you'll be missing on the other one, and it's actually not as much damage. I'm pretty sure fealties is one of the few rooms that you actually want to use the augmented drones in. There is a ghosting, but it's only one, so I'm not super worried about it. We'll probably shoot it next time. Yeah, so I'd probably kill the starving from a distance, then kill tangling, and then everything else. Now, once you got 3 or 4 of the tangling dead, then you can probably go close range with the occult ammo. But 6 tangling, especially before they've switched targets, would be too much DPS. Oh, okay. Because you can hit, what, like 40 kilometers away with Mystic? It does not. It shows it before the penalty. I mean, they don't have a penalty against me, so. 36. The web range is like 12 to 15. Oh, I wish Frantics were stronger. You're not going to use anything. You're not going to use standard Frent. Like, there's no point in it. Ramboon, son, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Okay, so these are the last keys. I was supposed to kill that ghosting so long ago. Let's target that and some Damavix. Losing track of what I'm doing, which is okay, because I am well ahead of time. So there's 3 types of drones. Well, okay, not counting tier 1. You've got, 220. You've got your faction, you've got your augmented, and you have your T2. I'll get to that in one sec, Batavium. So the T2 do the most damage, but I think they have less tracking, they have less overall hit points. The augmented do the most damage, but they have split damage types, and they're still pretty weak. They can die fairly quickly. The faction do less damage, not significantly less, but less enough, especially if you're using like a Gila. But they have a lot more tank, and they survive a lot better. The huge benefit to those, especially in things like our Draugrs or Nurgles, is you can kick your faction out into medium deviants, and they don't die that quickly. You can keep them out medium deviants for a while. You can't do it with T2s. T2s will die. Alright, Batavium, to answer you. So, Tier 6, I am trying to avoid a little bit on the Draugrs. They kind of need a little bit of help, I think, for those. And by help, I mean they need every kind of booster, there we go, that you can get that will help them. So, for example, you might want to do Tier 6s when you have a very beneficial Halcyons, or if you have like event boosters, things like that. Things that increase your optimal range a little easier. Otherwise, you might want to stay away from Tier 6. Tier 5 is the better spot to be. I'm still playing with Tier 6, though. Wow, that's a lot of very generous blue clouds, and tangling, and starving. When I first started, we had the Guri boosters, and those things were fantastic for it. Which, obviously, they're expired now. But you had the smaller signature radius, fantastic to have. You have the optimal turret optimal range, which was fantastic to have. You had, what was the other? Oh, and then you had your defensive ones as well. So it was all just super useful. You got a ton of range out of things. That one, if you're running Tier 6 fires, it might be worth pre-rolling strong Frantics, to help with some of the issues. Starving, 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 starving. Haven't had to hit that yet. You guys are still fine. There's a lot of starving in this thing. This would be a shitty room for them, actually. Never liked that cap anyway. And that's the thing about the Draugrs is they're really susceptible to cap things. And so rooms like this, ooh, I'd be torn between whether I shoot the tangling first or whether I shoot the cap first, just because you need the cap. If you don't have cap, you are in a lot of trouble. Now, there were only 3 Vedmax, so it actually might have been worth shooting the starving Vedmax first on that one. Especially where the cap for the Draugrs, 1 second here, 1 and 2. With the dual cap boosters, you can kind of stay above no cap with the little guys a bit. But the Damaviks, oh, they eat cap pretty good too. I should bring those up. They're all fine, but that's usually what I do. But I mean, if you it's half and half, right? Like the other thing about them is the starving Damaviks don't really do much damage. So if you take out the starving Vedmax, that's less you have to try force repair through, and where you still have the remote reps, you can repair through a little bit easier on it. Because there were 3 Vedmax in here, and the Vedmax are the only DPS. Once the Vedmax are dead, there's nothing else I care about. Like, I could not have cap for 10 minutes if there's no Vedmax. Leela, how are you doing tonight? And for these guys, it's more important to take out the Damaviks first because I have the single cap booster, and they tend to chip away at it pretty quickly. You're absolutely right about that. So mostly I'm low on Liquidisk. I'm under 2 billion. I'll be fixing that issue. I probably won't be fixing that issue. I like spending my ISK too much right now. It's like, here's 15 billion ISK. There goes 15 billion ISK. There's 244 of those, so that'll definitely help. This is a good run, actually. Also, my boosters all wore off. Plex, more dark filaments, spare ships, mostly those things. So I bought 8 billion worth of ships off of Nerdy Neanderthal there, Phoenix Askold, in the last week. He kindly provided 10 spare Draugrs and 15 spare Nurgles for me. I have to pick up some extra fittings for them. I have some, I believe, but I'm going to get more. He got the weapons and the hulls for me, so I just have to get the rest. Oh, that's why. Look at that. We have 2.5 minutes left. I did die in one of these last night because I got distracted. I had 2 Charybdis rooms and took too long. I do some PvP. I usually enjoy doing the Abyssal, the filaments they had, but they haven't done those in a while, and I kind of hope they bring them back, but we'll see what happens. The problem was there was just a few ways to abuse those systems. Kill. I know, right? So that's generally my issue is it 66? No, it's less than 6,600. 2 years, isn't it? One year regular at 500 will be 6,000. Okay. Not dead. Good stuff. Oh no, these are... I'm using 3 hawks. Okay, open that. It's definitely 3 hawks in tier 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So stack this. Take off my darks, my hobgoblins, and my cat boosters, and we're looking at about 1.4 billion, not counting blueprints. Yeah, I was like, somehow you overpaid, or you got 2 years. Well, I mean, you couldn't overpay. There's no real way to do that unless you did it individually, which clearly not. The cost of the ships and pods are approximately 1.3 billion combined for all 3. I mean, it would last longer than that, Anasir. In the last hour. That's 4 sites. So approximately 350 million every 15 minutes. Okay, so Scourge. We want about 2,000 of those. Cat boosters, we definitely want about 8 more of those. You should be good there. Oh, you didn't repair. You were the only one who needed to, but we could repair them all anyway, just because that's what you do. Although, to be fair, I pulled 1 billion out of 1 site yesterday, so... Scourge, it does happen. Cata, you want 3 Cata Darks and 400s. Let's go 6 of them. There we go, you should be good there. Repair. Perfect. You get the same rewards as 2 frigates or 1 frigate. That's why people run tier 1, tier 2s. And you have yourself a wonderful night, Vadim. You know where to get a hold of me if you need to. That's why people run T1s and frigates, is because they get 3 times the loot. So it's a little bit more for them. Alright, and over here, we're going to go Scourge, 2,000. You're getting low. I mean, he's got like 300,000 more, so you're fine, but... And you can go with 6 of those. We'll stack that. Alright, I'm going to take a quick restroom break. We're going to... I need to turn that off. We're going to go over here. We're going to announce that that's open. Please enter that draw, but we're also going to create the hourly for 100 million ISK. Create that. Announce that it's open, and... Nope, we're good there. 0.5 systems, you never come out suspect. 0.6 systems, you'll come out suspect if you're running tier 6s. 0.7, you'll come out if you're running tier 6 or tier 5, etc., etc., etc. But tier 3, you're always safe. You can go up to tier 2 in a single frigate. I mean, theoretically, you can do some runs in a tier 3, but it gets sketchy at that point. You can consistently run tier 2s without too much for issues. I'll be back in a few minutes. See you then. I was thinking about coffee, but it's too late for coffee.
Yeah.
All right. 5 minutes. Oh wait, that's before we run ads again. So we're good on that. Let's undock. More undocking. I get lots of that. Let's go over to MooBot. We are going to close the hourly, announce that it's closed, draw the winner, and announce the winner. Remy Main, congratulations on your 100 million ISK. Copy that. So unlike some other streamers, and it's okay for people to run their stream however they want to. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying that I run mine differently, which my regulars are well aware of this. You are not required to be here when you win a prize in my stream. I have the hourlies are a short thing for a reason. The one at the end of the night, that's a bit longer of one. But the reason why I do that is because people have things that they need to do. People need to put kids to bed. People need to do whatever people need to sleep for work the next day. I'm not expecting you to stay up longer than you need to try win a prize in my stream. I want you to go to bed. I want you to go to work. I want you to be able to do those things. So if you win that because you've entered it and you've won it. That's that. We're not redrawing anything. The only way you don't get it, and it's happened once, maybe twice, and people haven't gotten back to me, is I will send you a message if you win. And I'll be like, you have won. Why do I have 2 boosters on? Oh, right, because it's the ones that have lasted. No, that makes perfect sense. You have won this prize. Please send me your in-game name. Because the bot doesn't have your in-game name. Because I can go, this, and if they're in there, it'll give it to me, whether they're online or not. So it's super fantastic if they've registered with that. If I have it in a previous message, they get it. The one time I redrew it was because I sent them, their in-game name was not in there, and when I went to send them a message, I was blocked from sending them a message. And I'm like, if I can't send them a message, they're not in the stream, and I don't have their in-game name, there's just nothing I can do about that. So that one got redrawn, and that was the only time I've ever redrawn a name. Any negatives that I have to be concerned about? Nope. So the negatives on the other 2 do have an effect, but I'm not usually as concerned about the other 2. This guy, I want to make sure he has full cap or full shields, or that I'm aware he doesn't. He's fine. And he is also fine. So all these guys have perfect rolls right now, which is definitely ideal for tier 6. 1, 2, 3. None of those. You're going to kill the preserver. You're going to kill 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to fly away a little bit. So these wardens are going to web me. These guys are going to catch up. However, we're going to kill the sentinels fairly quickly. These guys are going to help with 3 once theirs are dead. Preserver's going to be dead, so he's not going to be able to slow things down. 1 preserver isn't too bad. 5 you will notice. So here's the thing. Yes, you can, but I would lose my other 2 boosters if I did, because re-rolling boosters re-rolls all of your boosters. Which, I mean, they're not that expensive that it's a huge concern, so I could totally do that. But just to keep in mind. So what you do is you just have a clone in the same station, you hop clones back, it wipes all your boosters. Let's go 1, 2, and 3. You're shooting 3, you're shooting 2, you're shooting 1, and we can start heading back towards the biocache. And I think we're down to like 16 cards in here now. I'm actually really excited because I want to start building a new deck for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, 15. 15. Okay. Like 14. That seems a little low. Apparently it is. Alright, so once the the cruisers are dead, these guys don't really do any more damage. It's just clean up at that point. This is not a super long room. It's a really good room to get. So here's the other thing, is if you're just starting out the Abyss, you don't know what a weird room looks like, but you should fear the weird rooms. It's like if you look at a room and you go, that's unusual. Why is that unusual? And you can pinpoint the reason, then that very well might save you. And it definitely could have saved my friend who had his face absolutely murdered in the Abyss. It was fantastic. Chaos. So for anyone who doesn't know Chaos, I'm going to give him a shout out, even though he's not even here. Or maybe he is. Shout out Chaos 1298. God damn it. Chaos 1. Oh no, I got it right. Perfect. Good job myself. And do that. So Chaos runs Jackdaws, which is not bad. It's definitely one of my favorite things. He's a bit new at it, and he's a bit lower skilled than what I am, I'm sure. He's newer to all of this than I am, but he does really good considering, to be fair. But he went into an Edencom room. So for example, this you don't want to be going to that blue cloud. You want to be flying above that thing. So he where's this though? Yeah, let's fly over towards that then. Regroup, one snarecaster, one snarecaster, one snarecaster. Then we've got some fogcasters and gaze dimmers, so we're going to have to take care of those. And they have already been taking some damage from that medium deviant, which we are working our way towards. Okay, so he went into an Edencom room, and he didn't really look that closely at it from what I can tell. It was a very, very heavy frigate Edencom room. Now, the frigates in Edencom do more damage to you than what the cruisers and battleships do. So he made a few very major mistakes. One, he did not have his shield booster going in an Edencom room, which you must do. Two, he didn't overheat anything with a huge amount of frigates in there. Three, he was shooting the battleship instead of flying away. Oh, no, sorry. He was shooting the battleship. Four, he was shooting the... Four, he was flying towards them instead of away from them. Which, there's a math thing where you take less damage flying away from missile ships and more damage flying towards... It's the same amount of damage, but it's DPS. You take more DPS flying towards a missile ship and less DPS flying away from a missile ship. I haven't noticed anything weird burn smelling here today. I mean, I live in Eastern Canada. You live in Singapore? I never knew that, Rudolph. I will probably forget that, just so you're aware, but that's still cool. Okay, so one of those dies. So, by going over to this medium-range deviant, I'm trying to make it so I don't have to spend missiles on these guys, and I can spend those missiles on the Endobenthic. The Endobenthic is my biggest time sink. I am so almost broke. I only have like $1.5 billion right now. I mean, it's Loki broke, not other people broke, and I'm still very, very wealthy. So, to be fair, I have almost 8,000 plex, so almost broke is probably not the right example for it, Lazare. Maui is definitely burnt, you're not wrong. And that's quite sad, and some of the stories coming out there, of course, are sad, but that, unfortunately, is how something, like, where I have been, has been terrible for natural disasters this year. Fires, floods, hurricanes. And, I mean, these are moderately normal, but to get 3 of them in less than 12 months is kind of ridiculous. And they were all, like, flash things. Like, the hurricane was normal. We knew the hurricane was coming. It did its thing. That's what hurricanes do. Then we had fires, but they cropped up all of a sudden. 1 minute, there was not fires. And then the next day, like, I knew a guy whose house burnt down. And the amount of time it took was his wife hopped in the car. You could see that there was smoke, but you didn't know exactly where it was. His wife hopped in the car to come pick him up, and on the way going back, that area was evacuated and they could not go back and their house burned down. It's because of the air times for, not rockets specifically, but all missiles. It's because of the air time for the ships. So, this happens a bit more with, like, darks or, and light missiles and MWDs and things like that. So what happens is, you have 2 targets. Let's say this one's mostly staying the same speed, and this one has an MWD with missiles. So this is MWDing and is shooting missiles at the target, and it's moving at an MWD speed. So shoots missiles, shoots missiles, shoot missiles, shoot missiles, shoots missiles. But the missiles hit, and if they had both been staying the same distance, it would be like the 5 seconds apart. But because the missiles have flight times and you're getting closer, and you hit about this point when the first missile hits, it compresses all of that damage into a shorter period. What did I do? Bad me. It's alright, this is the second one, we're fine. We've got lots of time yet. Yeah, and that's the worst thing about it, is just the speed that has happened. It's been ridiculous. Like, I had heard something about that movie, but I haven't actually seen it yet. 93. Yeah, brush fires are definitely a fast thing. And I mean, that's the other thing, is that, like, forest fires, they spread faster if there's a lot of dead wood. So, for example, if you have a hurricane, and a lot of, like, branches and brush and stuff falls off of that, and then it dries out because you don't have rain for a month, then that can become a very quick moving forest fire. If you have, like, just a normal... If you have a really rainy season and a fire starts, if the wood's all wet, then there's not really a lot of issue with that. Short range tracking. Don't like the idea going down this way, but we're gonna go down this way. Tangling, tangling, tangling. We'll see where these speed clouds go. Might be a mistake, but we'll find out. Okay, they got a hit on there that I wasn't happy about. Can overheat this. Okay, I think you're fine. We'll see. 2, 2, and 2. T2. I do have to be careful because these clouds are really melding together. Next PvP stream? It's been a bit, hasn't it? Lazaire used to kill me in P... Well, okay, to be fair, Lazaire usually killed me when I was PvEing, and he was PvPing. However, I would PvP him in return. I will give myself that. Okay, I'm really glad I did not hit a speed cloud here. You're definitely going to need that stuff if you're going towards the edge, though. A, and A. Hoop snakes. Unrelated note, house hippos don't actually exist in Canada either, but we make fun of them all the time. Abyssal space is a beautiful, beautiful, deadly place. So first of all, if you have any intention of coming into Abyssal space, as long as you know that you're going to die, that is fantastic. You're already on the right job. Should be good on that. Okay. Because I think I turned that off, and I think that's what made it loud. Yes, we did that. Okay, we're good. Contempo, how was your stream tonight, buddy? Alright, let's go 1, 2, 3 on the ghosting. You know what? I'm broke, but I'm not that broke, so, Lazaire, thank you for the bits. I super appreciate you. If you have not been killed by Lazaire, please go out to wherever he's currently PvPing and die to him. He is an excellent PvPer. Abyssal drop bears. I've heard we're getting Abyssal drops, actually. Or, sorry, not Abyssal drops. We're getting Twitch drops, apparently. I read Reddit. I don't recommend it. Reading Reddit, that is. Alright, so anchoring. I also have no idea how Twitch drops goddamn work, and I'm a terrible streamer for it. Grab that. 60-something million. Not bad. That one's a little low, but that's okay. Blue clouds. There are blue clouds everywhere. Let's go over to this one. Nice. Okay, so as a streamer, can I just like... Oh, only on C... Of course it's only on CCP TV. I mean, to be fair, they'll probably test it out on there, but it should come to streamers. Oh, do I not even have to do anything for it? Thought I had to do something. Oh, okay, nice. An enabled stream. So I'll just have to figure out how to enable my stream if it becomes a thing for regular streamers. It could be a partner thing only, too, like... Woo! I mean, yes. Which Hawks were you running? I'm curious, because it's not like my fit's the only fit out there. Oh, well, it looks like I will not be getting that then. Oh, T2... What? You lost 12 doing T2 exotic solos? How did you lose 12 in exotics? That's terrible, I'm sorry. Oh, they might be much cheaper, though. They probably don't have my 170 million booster, shield booster on it. Yeah, I know that, but I mean, they can limit it to partners only. I did not need to go that character. Alright, let's open fleet. I mean, there's plenty of time for it to change anyway, too. 278 million. Couple decent blueprints in there. Cata, Darks. Okay, so Contempo brought in a nice raid. Let's do a Contempo draw that I'll forget about. Please remind me. Hashtag. Yes. Nigel. Nigel, create, announce. 100 million-ist draw for Nigel. Thank you, Nigel, for raiding the stream. I'm sorry, Contempo. You know I love you. Okay, let's throw 2 over there. And stack that. And let's go in there and in there. To be fair, I won more off of Contempo stream last night than what I'm giving away for you guys now, so that's perfectly fine. I got a C-type multi-spec shield, which I should probably give to this guy, to be fair, off of Contempo, so that was definitely nice. Alright, so we've got, so for this one, fly away. Like, there's a bunch of newts, there's a bunch of webs. You don't need to go towards Charybdis. Sometimes I do, because there's less other things around, but you don't need to fly towards Charybdis. You can fly away and just murder these things out of Charybdis range. Charybdis is a -70 in here. Take advantage of that. So the Nigel draw is going to be a 100 million-ist draw because Contempo raided us. And Contempo is a delightful person. I mean, sometimes he doesn't undock for 2 hours because he's a little on the chatty side, but, you know, that's okay. We love him anyway. I know, right? Zach B, thank you for the follow. If I missed any, I apologize. I kind of am running tier 6s. I will try to get them. I had it turned down because that raid was fairly loud. I didn't want to go into the speaker too much. But I figured out that it was super loud for you guys because I used to, like, multiply the sound of it by having it both on my computer and then my computer sound went to you as well. So, like, it was fantastic. It was, like, super loud. Okay, maybe it was a little too loud, but that's beside the point. Where the hell are you?
I sent you a good video.
Oh, you wept, that's why. Sounds good.
Yep.
Okay, so these 2 are the last 2 that I'm concerned about. We're going to kill those guys off. Is that a short range? Yes, it is. So we want to do. Is that a short range? No, it's not. So we can go that way a little bit more. Shooting Charybdis now. I have a moment to do the Nigel draw, so let's go do that. Let's announce it is closed and all that stuff, and draw the winner and announce the winner, who is Stoffel the Honey Badger. Congratulations. And let's go IGS Stoffel the Honey Badger. And what? Stoffel? Why is that not working? Explain yourself, Stoffel. So you can do Abyssals with fairly low skills. You just cannot do these Abyssals with fairly low skills. Why does that not work with... Oh, because I copied it differently. Ew. God damn it. Higgs boson. So let's go here. Fleet. Higgs boson. Select all. Autolink character. Also, please, god damn it, what the hell's this? Higgs boson. I'm assuming those are probably all you and that this is you. You have a couple seconds to tell me that that was you. I'm impatient. Or whoever this Higgs boson dude is getting it. Perfect. Alright, so let's grab you, that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy. Where's this in the grand scheme of things? Up there. Not a lot of stuff up there, except that stupid short-range deviant, so we're going this way. I mean, so the easiest to do are electricals. Electricals give you a bunch of bonus caps, so you can be a lot more patient in fitting those. They're easier to fit. But at the same time, they also tend to be the most expensive ones, so they're also the most lucrative to sell. Darks are kind of one of the cheaper ones, not so much for tier 6, but they are for tier 5. If I can turn that back off, that's alright. And, well, they're not too bad. Nope, wait, calm? No. Tranquil. Tranquil, calm, fear, no. Tranquil, calm. I lost track of them. Fierce is 3. What's after calm? Agitated. Tranquil, calm, agitated, fierce, raging, chaotic, cataclysmic. There was a short period of time where agitated were one of the best ones that you could run for ISK per hour, believe it or not. That was when they were still quite difficult, though. People didn't really know what we were doing in these. It's funny how that works for a lot of things. Okay, Fire Watchers. Actually, you're going to help with a few Fire Watchers. I don't like that many being alive. I mean, everything's easy if you bring the right ships. So, one of my favorite examples of the Abyss and people underestimating it is somebody got a copy of one of my ships. What? Look at this guy. Look who just walked into my stream. What the hell? How have you been? I haven't seen you in forever. I'm glad you're okay. Because I know you have some medical issues, and I wish you didn't, but you do. I hope everything is okay and that those are not too bad. Good to hear. Good to hear. Like, did Alaska lose internet? What happened? It's fine if you don't want to tell me, because you don't have to. Excellent. I mean, I haven't seen your Astro get like 5... Oh, you bought a big... Oh, Jesus. Oh, Joe Bain bought the farm. No. Good to hear. Wait. Did you buy a farm in Alaska? I'm not sure that's the smartest thing to do. Sorry to say. I mean, might cut down on groceries a bit. For like 3 months. Aw, puppy. Oh god, you did buy a farm in Alaska. Okay, well that's fair. Shoot that guy, unlock that. I mean, I'm Canadian. Although, unfortunately, so, because it's not federal in the States, it's illegal to transport it across the border, even if it's legal in the state and legal in the province. Just saying. They point that out every time you try to cross the border. Well, you do if you want to bring me some. I mean, there's that too. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I found out that I could get them delivered for cannabis vapes, I was very surprised. He is going to come back. Oh my god, that's a lot of Dracovics. Starving, a tangling. So tangling has to die first. And we're gonna fly, hopefully, away from this goddamn blue cloud to kill it. After that, I don't like the starving, but I'm gonna kill a couple of these Dracovics. And the reason for that is because they start off with partial armor. So if I can get the damage in early, then I don't have to do as much damage to kill them. But after that, the rest are going to have full armor anyway, so we may as well kill the starving. Triple Hawks. Tranquil Abyssal, you absolutely want to run Punishers. So there's this absolutely fantastic in-game channel and Discord called Abyssal Lurkers, and they have a ton of information and a ton of people who run all of this stuff on the regular. And a lot of it's all tested, it's all pretty noob friendly, a lot of very, very useful information to be had. I highly recommend it. I mean, you would, if you have the one from this channel, then absolutely. More or less, it's, you want the, I believe it's the Beam Punisher, because, yeah, I don't like these clouds. For the simple fact that, even though beams can have a harder time tracking things closer, they still do a lot of damage and do very well. So if you go to the channel, Abyssal Lurkers, I have it open all the time, and I go reload the MOTD. My multi-box content! Anyway, there should be... There's starter fits here. So I can grab that for you. Let me copy that for you. And that will show you the different T1 solo fits that are generally used for the Abyss. Okay, we're going to kill these starving Damavix, because this one last Dracovic, while it's kind of annoying, is not a huge concern, and it's already full armor. So I'm going to get rid of these annoying starving that are shutting off some of my systems, and I don't like them. Even general or Abyssal Lurkers. Like, the EVE community is just ridiculous in so many ways. Lazaire, if he's still here, I know Lazaire because he has murdered me so many times it's not even funny. He, once upon a time, when I knew him before, was a faction warfare... he used to be faction warfare, now he's pirate. And I used to run... I used to crab faction warfare missions. So what I would do is I would take two guys out, in shuttles, I would grab all of my missions, I would head back, I would grab my ships, I would make a stupid list of running things in faction warfare for going to different systems, and I would take two VNIs with cloaky MWDs so I could get away from things, and I would go and I would run missions. And at the time, it was... I'd make about 1.6 billion in 4 hours, so about 400 million ISK per hour before Abyssals existed. And that's a very respectable amount of ISK. Every once in a while, I would run into Lazaire, and he would murder my face. And sometimes I would take it because the ships were worth 60 million and they'd make 1.6 billion. I wasn't super concerned about it. So every once in a while, I'd fight him and throw drones at him and try to tackle him and stuff like that. And he would almost always win against me. It was ridiculous. But it was fun. I mean, I've already done it, but shout out at Joe Bain. If you have not, please go give that man a follow. He has not been around for a bit, but he's going to be back. And he runs some fantastic pirating himself. Yep, and that's all you need to start Abyssals. Get in here, see what some of the ships do, see what you need to be scared of, You'll go up. You'll be like, oh, T0s are easy. I could go to tier 1s, and you'll go up to tier 1s, and you'll learn really, really quickly that you're just gonna get murdered in tier 1s. And that every single tier that you go up gets significantly, significantly harder. And as long as you take that away, you're good. Okay, you got 2 left. I want to see if you can kill him. So I don't have them all listed, but give me 1 second. Let's go here. Open that. 112. It's quite logarithmic, yes. Authorize that. What I do have listed in Abyssal Lurkers, I have made 665 billion ISK in loot. Reload, reload, reload. Origin, origin, origin. Okay, so that is the second one done. I don't know if it tells me when I joined the site. However long the site's been up. I mean, it hasn't been up since I started, so I know that. Now, I mean, the other thing that we can do to kind of guesstimate it a little bit is... One moment. That. Throw these over here. Grab these 3 things here. I don't think I unloaded that, so I'm definitely docking this guy up right now. So let's go calculator 3448 times 150 by current prices. The number of T5s I've run would pull out about 517 billion, and the number of T6s would pull out, so about a trillion is pulled out ish. Over the years. And that's just counting T5, T6 at current values. Some of them were worth a lot more than that when I first started, right? And I'm not sure if this captures the ones that I ran before either. I mean, I don't have 1 trillion ISK liquid, so it doesn't count. Okay, so we got Rodivas. We don't have any towers. We have a lot of these guys. We have blue clouds everywhere, which I kind of like, actually. So we're going to fly in the blue clouds. This is a bit of a dangerous move. But the other thing is they're going to follow me into blue clouds, and they take a lot more damage when they come in here too, so it does help. Give me 1 second, I definitely have to watch this thing. Also, Jobane, currently I have 13 active accounts doing PI. So they're not fully trained yet, and I'm hitting about 16 billion in about 3 weeks. Running P2. So they're on 2-day cycles. I kickstarted every 2 days, and I pick it up about every 3 weeks. They can, yes. I mean, to be fair, I just murder the G to market and enjoy it. I laugh because every time I do it, so, like, people come back and is like, Loki, you killed the market on this, and this, and this, and this. And it's like, yep. So, I mean, here's the thing. If you're paying 500 plex for your account every single month, you're kind of wrong, okay? If you're paying 350 for your plex every month, you're doing a little bit better. I generally buy my accounts at worst 6 months at a time for whatever 6 months works out to. Let's go here. My accounts are paid till 3 or 4 of them expire in mid next month, but right now I can afford these to bump them up another 6 months. So 2100 divided by 6. Yeah, you shouldn't be paying any more than 350. On top of that, CCP has deals on top of that all the time. So you can usually do better than that. 70 million, that's kind of terrible, but we'll take it. The last one they had was fantastic. They had 3 months Omega, 6 months MCT for like 1,300 or something ridiculous. And it's like the 6 months MCT is normally by itself. The price for 6 months MTC was normally higher than what the entire deal was. It was a really good deal. Now, the worst part about it is they did a deal beforehand, and a bunch of people jumped on that, and then they did another one. MCT, multiple character training. Tangling. Oh god, this is going to be terrible. It was 3 months. I'll type it in here. Omega plus 6 months MCT. And I think it was 1,300, but it might have been 1,500 plex. Oh man, I liquidated some stuff and spent 10,000 plex, like. And because of that, I specifically built up another nest egg of plex.
15? Jesus Christ.
I told you that you could change it.
Oh my gosh, Logan. I'm about ready to pull out my winter clothes.
I mean,
I'm gonna wear a parka.
maybe you should put a sweater on.
Oh, Christ.
Never tell your wife that. Actually, to be fair, Joe, that's when I added 4 more accounts to it.
Look, I didn't even know that AC went to
16.
16.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think I said?
15.
No.
I mean, she definitely is.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go look for socks.
Zlon, thank you for the follow. I super appreciate it. I mean, my daughter is absolutely adorable as well. Your kids are super cute too. I've seen them. Ooh, you're taking some hits. I don't like it. Turn that up. Perfect. I've seen them come and pest you plenty of times. I do. I'll send you one later because it's something I keep off the main thing, but I'm willing to send to you. And my Discord definitely has some like baby pics. I shared some little pics of her, but so I have a little girl with Down syndrome. She's getting close to 4 years old. Me and my wife got tattoos, so Down syndrome support arrow and some symbolism for it. And I got my dad's initials when he passed away, which he passed away in June last year. Last year? No, July last year. Oh, yep, sure. 1 sec. See how that shows up.
It's an arrow, because you have to pull back to my forward.
Oh, it was very well done. Kind of concerned about where I've flown here now, and if anyone's dead. Okay, nobody's dead, and I'm okay. My wife got one as well. Hers is a heart with the 3 chevrons for Down syndrome, and then some of the leafy branchy stuff. Oh yeah, they turned out fantastic. Like, I would almost make a trip back to that tattoo artist who is currently like 1,700 kilometers away and book a hotel room for a night to go get another one. It's different, but it's really not as different as you would necessarily, well, as some people would think, depending on severity, of course. But oh yeah, no, she's doing really well. She's not walking yet. That's something that she's getting real close to. We started taking her to a play place that has like structures for her to climb on and crawl around and stuff like that, and I think that's been helping a lot. So we do that. We're currently close to family, so that also helps a lot. That's the second room, right? I think that's the second room. I've got enough cat boosters, so we're good on that. So everything's working out. We do. We have a husky lab shepherd, and she's super careful around our little girl.
Oh yeah, she's the best.
Origin, good. Like, she tiptoes around our little girl, and is absolutely fantastic with her.
She's like 9 now, but
Oh, yeah.
she gets mistaken for a puppy all the time.
Yeah, she definitely looks like a puppy, but she's a 9-year-old dog.
She's an old lady.
Okay, so I do have to be a little careful here because there are clouds that look concerning. Maybe those are just red clouds. Nope, that definitely looked like a speed cloud. Look at that guy. Oh yeah. German Shepherds can be really good dogs too. I mean, a lot of it comes, well, we did a little bit of training with ours, but not a ton. Like, we didn't bother with a whole lot of tricks. We have her for company, and she's a really good companion. Oh, damn it. Nobody loves you, Deviant. Okay. May have to screw with this Cryptus a little bit. We'll try that. See how it works. That guy needs to die, then Cryptus, we should be good. I just really dislike blue clouds around Cryptus. Let's bring that up a little bit. I mean, Rue's just a really sweet dog. Like, she doesn't really need, she has the training. She knows to be careful around kids, so she's perfectly fine. We had a Newfoundland dog one time, and those things are just, they look like small bears, and some people who don't have enough of a high school education mistake them legitimately. Is that a bear? It's like, look, I get that from your 5-year-old kid. Pull your head of your ass. Have you not seen what a bear looks like? Have you not seen any anyway, sorry. I go off on that one once in a while. But my Newfoundland, like, does resemble a small bear, even though she's clearly a dog. And when we had her, she was good with a lot of things. And she was a water dog. But we got this puppy when we had that Newfoundland, and I'm pretty sure that dogs can train each other, and that happened a little bit. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, Rue sheds with that husky undercoat like twice a year. I take her out and give her a solid brushing. I'm currently in an apartment, and my apartment manager's like, okay, you do have to clean up a little bit of this hair. It's a bit too much. It's like, fair.
That wasn't today, was it?
No.
Okay, that was a while.
That was quite a while.
Okay, good.
That was like before I brushed her last time. Which, to be fair, she needs another brush, but she's not too bad. But a husky, so Eve Terre has a 10% husky, 10% Malamute, 30% Great Pyrenees, and 60% Grey Wolf dog.
Ew.
Eve Terre. And I could only imagine the size and shedding of that thing.
of the bear thing a lot, but you know, there's some weird looking dogs out there that it takes you a second to figure out, oh, yes, that's a dog.
I mean,
Like-
yes, but
Like greyhounds? Like, they're weird looking dogs. I mean, they're gorgeous, but they're weird looking.
they're weird looking, but you still know they're dogs.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
And yeah, bears don't walk the same as dogs
No, they
do.
do not.
It's like, have you not even seen one movie, just one goddamn movie with a bear in it, in all of high school? I am doing very well, Dungeon Healer. How about yourself? 121 million in that one. Let's go over to the origin here. I think I still have one more run before this hour's up. 11. Yes, we're good on that. 11 minutes is not great, but still. So generally, if I can get a room done in 5 minutes, and then I have a couple minutes for the last one, I'm fine. There are a number of rooms I do not need the extra boosters for, so I can survive in them and get them done if need be. Oh, I did not do that. Go over there, undock you. Reload, reload, reload. Thank you for the follow. I missed 2 follow. Give me one moment on that. Let me go out here, see if somebody's about to kill me or not. Nope, not likely. Ice, Obrajo, and Marcus, thank you for the follows. I appreciate the man, Hill Chaser. Got a salon earlier. We're good on that. So let's bring this character over to here. And what was I doing? This character, this character. Okay, so you approach there, you approach there, reloaded. We're just waiting for my guy to come along with cat boosters and stuff. Crypt, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a wonderful night. Oh god, my implants are so cheap. Here are my implants. They cost 45 million-esque. I almost kind of wish I had a tier 5 handy. I would almost run a tier 5 instead because I'm running a little short on booster time. But that's okay. We'll just pretend I can get these done in 4 minutes and 4 minutes, which is unlikely. But as long as the first room doesn't take too long, I should be able to do the first couple. Maybe the last one won't need boosters. Maybe it won't be an angel room, and we'll be fine. Yeah, not a problem. No, the implants for these are super cheap. Because when I started doing these, when I first started doing these, the loss rate to the angel room was terrifying. However, over time, I've just gotten much better at doing it, so I don't lose my ships as often. So I did not do that yet. That. So about 321 million in that one. Let's hit this thing. So because my loss rate has gone down so much, like I can make these a little more expensive now. But I still don't like making them too expensive because I do still lose them. I lost a set last night. Granted, it was because I got a little distracted chatting with someone. Went out of range of Charybdis in the second room a couple times. And then I had a Overmind in the third room. However, yeah, like the loss rate is not bad. I can usually get 4 hours of these done fairly easily, and many times I'm well over that. So, oh no, I haven't, but that's really cool. Unfortunately, I don't really watch a whole lot of TV. Most of what I do is sci-fi fantasy these days. Although I have watched some, what is it? My Dad the Bounty Hunter. That's cool. That's cute. I should probably be watching anime, but I try to keep tamer things on since my daughter's usually around. So my Dad the Bounty Hunter kind of fit in that one. Although I'm not gonna lie, if you haven't seen it, I'm not sure it's really considered spoilers at this point, because I think it has been out for a bit. But they essentially take like a warp device and use it to explode a dude. So while technically a kids show, it can be a little bit like Avatar on that kind of level, where it definitely still has violence in it. Okay, where's this guy exactly? Over there. Let's go this way. So here's the thing, and I have been slacking on a little bit. I've been trying to like orbit Charybdis and just be lazy that way. However, the proper way to do this is just fly where you want and let Charybdis approach you. Because if you do that, then you can keep Charybdis away from things like speed clouds and towers and blue clouds and things like that. Let's see, 130-ish, I do believe. 137, 97, and 126. I skill extracted at one point. So every once in a while, I still want to skill extract again because I'm a terrible person like that. But I'm not sure it would have quite the same effect as before, where now I'm running 13 PI accounts and I wouldn't stop that, so... But imagine if I skill extracted everything, waited for a good sale, and then got like 30 more accounts going. Think of the ISK that would come in from it, eventually. Anyway. Then, instead of doing this, all you would see is me do PI every time I logged on. Ah, here's the thing, Jimmy. Karen does that in not darks. Where there's the minus 70% turret optimal fall off, Karen does not really hit you in here, as long as you keep transversal up. If you approach Karen, that's going to be a different story. However, as long as you're flying around and not approaching Karen, or not flying directly away from Karen, you're fine. And also, the fact that you can... I currently have 13 Omegas, and I have many, many more accounts than that. I think I worked out to... when they had the 25 Plex for free, I had 38 accounts that I logged in. It was about 900 that I got. 900 divided by 25. Yeah, 36 accounts. Alpha and Omega. 13 of them Omega. But yeah, so more or less, as long as you don't fly directly at Karen, you're fine for darks. Other ones where Charybdis does not have those negatives, you're definitely going to get your face shot. But darks, you're alright. You control where Karen and Overmind go. Most other ones, like if you're running Firestorms with Nurgles or Draugrs, or you're running Gila in anything but darks, Charybdis will fly away from you, and you have to chase Charybdis. That's the huge difference. I mean, which ones in particular? A lot of people consider these filaments hard. I don't consider them so hard, but I'm also insane. $120 million there. I do know there are a few people that run these. Not necessarily quite, well, I'm sure some people do run them at my level, but they are challenging. Let's put it that way. And you definitely want the high skill points. You want to be very good subcap to run these. I mean, Rudolph, some of it falls under skilled, some of it falls under insane. I'm not going to lie. Alright, so into this one. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left, so my boosters are going to do this. So the neuting actually isn't an issue because these guys don't actually hit me that much. 2, 3, 4. Medium range deviance right there. We have strike needles in here, so we're going to orbit this at 10. That, and that. Regroup. And this will be a pretty good example because we're probably going to get neuted in here. So, we're definitely getting neuted in here. Never mind. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, because these are darks, they have a minus 70% turret range. So, they can hit you, but it's a lot harder for them to. And because of that, and because I have a cap booster, I can pop a cap booster, get those reps in, and then I'm generally fine. If these tangling are dead, it's even easier, because then I can outrun most of the other DPS. Grab these things. I'm going to spend most of this one with... Oh, did I even... No, I did not grab more cap boosters, so I'm probably going to have to drop more from this guy. Let's grab a 7. I was supposed to grab more. Jettison those, yes. Probably going slow enough that we just go orbit that. Tangling, tangling, tangling. This guy now has no cap, but he is fine. And he's still got 7 boosters left. We're not going to rush on that one until we're concerned a little more. So let's open that. Last tangling is dead. Starving, starving, starving. Let's get rid of those guys who are draining my cap. Stack that. And back to orbiting this at 10. Okay, this no, he had a little bit of cap left, but it's gone now. You can turn yours back on. So the reason I'm going around this medium tower is because this medium tower does not destroy my missiles. Short ranges do. But it does damage any frigates that are drone frigates that are in the area. And these spark needles and strike needles are drone frigates. So what that'll do is these guys are constantly taking damage. But more importantly, what they're doing is they are drawing the reps away from their other guys that I'm working on killing. And instead of these guys getting reps, these guys get the reps, which I'm okay with. Because this is the guy I want dead. This guy doesn't take me a lot to kill. But that pulling that little bit of reps away means that I can kill these guys faster, which is exactly what I want. Yeah, so this guy hasn't had cap for a little bit. This guy has some. Oh, he just lost his again. This guy does have cap. Now, it depends what you're running as well. For example, these are Hawks. My weapon systems are not based on cap. I can shoot missiles for days with no cap whatsoever. I can be neuted out, 0 cap, can still shoot missiles. If you're in a Retribution, this becomes a completely different story. You don't have cap, you're not doing damage. Nurgles, same kind of thing. You don't have cap, you're not ramping up damage, which is even worse than just not doing damage. Because every time you are neuted out, instead of, you know, ramping up to 3, 4, 5, 600 damage, DPS, you're like, here's my 100 DPS. This sucks. Okay, so last starving's going down. All of my guys currently have cap. Ghosting and anchoring next. My boosters have worn off. I didn't actually mean to kill that guy, but that's okay. And we're still doing all right on time. I have about 3 minutes to finish this room. Oh no, it's grand. The thing I care the least about.
This is a reminder. Go to bed.
Stop. Yellow, go to bed.
Okay. So here's the thing. PI works very differently in a lot of cases. And it's more based on what you want to do for PI. There's a lot of different PI to do. It's definitely best done in either wormholes or nullsec, is where you get the most bang for your buck for PI. But that's if you're extracting. You don't have to extract. There are still a number of different websites that are good for PI. Let me just go Eve Online PI. So obviously Eve Uni has their page which completely explains it. Thonk was, I think Thonky was the one I liked. Did they change this? Yes. They changed the UI of it, but this is one that I've looked at for quite a few years. Should probably kill this guy and get going. So this is what I did yesterday. I still have time though. 86 million there. I was gonna say don't be an overmind, but if it's an overmind, it's fine because I can kill an overmind without boosters. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to open up all of my guys' windows and set this over here, and we're gonna go through. And depending on what this room is whether or not I go right click, consume. Okay. I don't need to do it, but I do need to be careful. That's a lot of Emberlands. We are going to now start flying away. Gonna try to get this guy to shoot some stuff. Nope, we're fine. There is not one web in this group. Now, keep in mind that so you can make about 2 bill per account with PI-ish, depending on what you're making, obviously. If it's more in demand, you make more, etc., etc., etc. I am doing it to an extreme level on purpose, and I have a method for it, and it's definitely to cause trouble in the long run, because that's what I love to do. So just be aware of that. Oh, also Emberlance are one of the ones that do the least amount of damage to me. If these were Blast Lance, I'd be actually quite scared right now. But Ember is fine. Ooh, there is a tracking tower, though. Which tracking towers help them, but they do not help me. But we should be fine. You cannot. They are cruiser or smaller. Cruisers get... So, originally they were only cruisers, and then they allowed frigates and destroyers to go in. And the frigates and destroyers... Just one moment, please. Let's go to my fits. The frigates and destroyers were thrown in, and part of the caveat of it is they use 2 filaments for a destroyer to go in and 3 for a frigate to go in, but they get 2 and 3 times the loot. My basic fit, which I think is I put up as a tier 6 fit original. Oh no, I might. Let's see what it says it is. Yes, tier 6. Okay. I put it up as a tier 6 originally, but now I'm kind of leaning more to it being a tier 5. Not because it can't do tier 6, but because for tier 6, I want you to be able to make the changes that you need to run these in tier 6. And if you're looking at running tier 6, you should be able to make those changes. That should not be any huge surprise. Like, you should have run enough tier 5s that you have a nice pocketbook prepared for losing ships in tier 6. And then you should be able to go into tier 6 and not be upset if you lose a couple sets of ships. Because tier 5 still makes a ton of ISK with these. Tier 5 is easily 600 million an hour. And I could have a 99% win rate in tier 5. Actually, to be fair, there's times I get close to that with tier 6 too. Galvarak, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. Alright, so get your horde thing in. Well, I mean, this is $1 billion profit an hour, what I'm currently doing. And that's accounting for filaments and boosters for the most part. Maybe not fully boosters, but most of the boosters. More or less, I just consider the boosters covered by the blueprints I get. So, hashtag horde, get that in. We're going to do that. I'm going to finish up in just a minute here. I had a nap, but I'm still a little tired and whatnot. That is my end of the night draw. It is, I use a Magic the Gathering deck for it, and depending on what you pick from that Magic the Gathering deck, the Magic the Gathering deck gets smaller, and the top prize is $5 billion, which you guys have not won yet, and that's kind of disappointed me. So that's all right. All right, so I'm gonna dock up, stop being a jerk, and we're gonna do the horde draw. So I'm gonna give this just a couple more seconds for you guys to get in. You guys had your warning though, so that should be okay. Manage that. Couple seconds. And yeah, that should be good. We are going to close it and announce that it's closed. What we're going to do here, we're going to go over here. What? That's not right. Oh, I switched monitors. Okay, no, that's fine. I'll switch this over to this. Nope, not that one. Yes, that one. All right, so here's the draw. The winner of the horde tonight is Zippo Zap Zap. You're not following me, son of a bitch. Sorry, Zippo. I love you anyway. And we're going to announce that you are the winner. Archive that. We're going to come over here. We're going to copy. We're going to go over here. We're going to do that. Zippo Zap Zap. Thank you for the follow. And we're going to go IGS paste. Zippo. What? You don't have a registered IG? What the? Oh, wait, no. It does that. Why is it doing that? IGS paste. It didn't. I swear that used to work. Why is that not working anymore? Zippo! Exclamation mark IGN, please. And what we're going to do is we have a deck of Magic the Gathering cards here. Zap Zap, perfect. And we're going to take this. This goes down here. And this right here is the Planeswalker Kaya from a random set of cards that I had laying around. And Zippo wants to pick this card out of the 15 cards. This card gets Zippo 5 billion ISK if Zippo picks it. So there are 15 cards in here. I'm going to throw that one in the middle. We're going to shuffle this up. Zippo, please pick... Actually, just let me copy your name here. I like having that handy. Copy. Please pick a number between 1 and 15, please. Yeah, I noticed that, but I swear to God it used to. Either that or I just hit like every single name that has an underscore in it today. Grim Solar, thank you for the follow. 1 and 15, Zippo. Number 8. Alright, Zippo, now tell me when to stop shuffling. Oh my God, I used to do that. I haven't done that lately. We'll start that up on the next one. There we go. We got to stop there. Number 8. Let's see what we got. 1, 2. It was 2. However, I'm just going to set this here right quick. There are still plenty of prizes. You definitely get something anywhere from 150 to $1 billion at this point. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 is an uncommon for 250 million ISK for Zippo. That card comes out. Now there are 14 cards left in here, and the next person has a slightly easier chance thanks to Zippo. Good job at Zippo. Hail the conquering hero. Fleet and paste. Auto-link character. We're going to give you 250, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if it was a common, it would have been 150. If it was a rare, it would have been $1 billion. Which I think we still... How many rares do we have in here? Okay, uncommon, common, rare, common, another rare. Okay, so still 2 rares in there. So there's still 2 1 billion chances. So right now, to be fair, the one mythic is the grand prize. Oh, that's an interesting idea. I didn't consider that either. That's definitely something I do. That to go that way. Nope. There we go. Perfect. Maybe not perfect. There we go. Okay. Throw you back up there. Okay, so that's what I got for you tonight. 2.5 hours, not bad. Okay. So I made about, well, actually, to be fair, I lost track of it at one point because I didn't drop things off, but I dropped off like 2 billion already. And I have another 300 there, so like 3 billion net-ish. 2.8 would be about what I would expect. $360 there. 8 runs at about 350 million apiece. Keep in mind, it cost me about 100 million a run, so I spent about 800 million on filaments tonight. However, it definitely pays more than that back. I got 6 billion. No, wait, is that count? No, I don't have darks in there, do I? No, I don't. Okay, so I currently have about 6.2 billion worth of loot to sell in here. Not a today thing. That's just going to sit there and get a little bit bigger probably over the next couple days. Thank you for joining me. So I only made 2 billion profit. Nothing huge in a couple hours. Let's go Twitch, see who is currently online, who I could probably raid you over to. And we got Rampage tonight. Who else do we have? Jesus, is nobody streaming Eve tonight? Oh, we got Joe Bain. I'm going to send you guys over to Joe Bain. Raid Joe Bain. Joe Bain is a fantastic Eve PvPer. He is just popping in for a little bit. So I'm going to send you over to him. Chat with him a bit, see when he's going to start doing his stuff again. He's just a madman for low sec PvP. Good night. Have a wonderful evening. I will see you later. I won't be here this Thursday. Actually, wait, no, that might not be true. I might be here this Thursday. I don't know for sure yet. I have to remember to bring these cards if I plan on streaming though. I'm going to my mom and brother's. And my brother, I bought him a monitor and whatnot so that I can do some content there. It might be YouTube content though. We'll see what happens. Have fun. Fly fun. I'm going to put a YouTube video up, and if you have any suggestions on how I could do a prize for the YouTube video, I'd appreciate that. You throw that either in Discord or on the YouTube video when you see it, and we'll go from there. Fly fun. Lose ships. It's okay to die. Try to stay net positive. Go PvP, kill people, do whatever you enjoy. I'll see you later.